Gunline. We got a fire mission coming down, y'all. I'm your host, Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline podcast, episode number 301. Coming to you here with my homeboy Leon, first name David. We served together out of 277 Field Artillery out in Fort Carson, Colorado. And we just chopping it up, man, to catch up on some old days and old ways. And honestly, it's been a while since we chopped it up together. We chopped it up once. Ooh, shit, sometime maybe about a year and a half ago.
About a couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, man. So now we're going to have him back on here. We're going to chop it up with him. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, do me a favor. If you're on the YouTube, smash that subscribe button. Later on, what I want you to do, if you're digging this, hit that thumbs up. If you ain't digging it, hit that thumbs down. Either way, I need you to leave me a comment letting me know what I could do better in order to keep y'all entertained. Now, if you are on the podcast platforms, make sure y'all do me a solid and subscribe to it. Get this damn algorithm going so we can start getting out more and more to different folks out there. And now that it's been a minute, and I think the algorithm has seen that I haven't cussed one time yet. What the fuck is going on, Leon? What's going on? Pippin, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. Saturday morning, sitting here with the grandkid, the wife, watching some cartoons, man, on a Saturday. Just enjoying life.
That's the way we got to do it, man.
Just enjoying life, man.
For those that don't know you, you served in the Army for how long?
8 years, man. Went in at 32, got out at 40.
God damn. Went in at 32.
I was the old fucker. Yeah, I was the old fucker, man, right?
Yeah, you were. Fuck. So
yeah.
Now, with that, you went in at 32, right?
Yeah.
And you went airborne too, right?
I went airborne, man. I was with 173rd, 4th to 319th out of Bamberg, Germany. So have some jumps, under my belt, man. All beat up because of the jumps and, like everybody else, the Army.
Damn, go ahead. Man. I'm just thinking like that must have made a lot of youngsters feel like shit. It must have gave you a big ass ego that, being
man, let me tell you, the old motherfucker, because everyone, my section chief when I was 32 was 24 years old. He was staff sergeant, right? He was 24 years old, bro, right? E6, man. And, it's crazy, man. I told myself, this motherfucker's been to Iraq twice, right? I better listen to him because what the fuck? It wasn't an age ego. It was more of a, hey, this guy's been to war. He's going to save my life, right? And that's how it was for me. And being the older guy, just following direction, doing what I'm supposed to do, I gained rank quick, man. Made fucking 5 in 2 years, made 6 in 4 years. Right.
See, it's funny you mentioned that because I like you went in a much older age. I didn't go until I was 26. My first day at the 95th at Fort Sill, it was my 27th birthday. So I was freezing, my bowels was off over there. I remember the day, man, November 24th, 2004. I was freezing, boy. Yeah. But that's what's up, man. I mean, that goes to show, age ain't nothing but a number sometimes.
Nah, dude. Life takes you in different directions, right? For a lot of people who don't know me or I didn't share the story with, right? Went in at 32. I was married at the time, had 3 kids, aged 9 months, 2 years old and 4 years old, right? Ooh. And what brought me, you talk about sacrifice, that's sacrifice, right? And what brought me to the military, man, but a lot of people don't know, was the fucking drugs, right? Needed to get out, needed to change, needed to make a difference in my life, right? So that's what, people say you could go to rehab and you could do this, right? Some people say you're weak, you're not, right? For me, rehab was a place to fucking find other connects. Wasn't really ready to get help, you could say. My wife now, she tells me all the time, people don't want help unless they want help, right? Yep. And we'll get into that story later more. So that's what got me into the service at 32 years old. Of course, my ex-wife now, our marriage didn't last. And I got, the 3 beautiful kids, now 22, 20 and 18 years old, 2 boys and a girl. Then me and my wife now have a 7-year-old daughter together, right? Oh, wow. She was our blessing, right? My wife says blessing. I say, oops, baby, right? Because we were older, man. I was, I think, 41.
I had her 45.
And you were, she was 45 and I was 41. She's a little bit older than me, right? So 44 I was, right? And you were 45? Yeah, 44 and 45.
That's amazing. Right? Congratulations. Because a lot of people out there after the age of 30s don't even.
And hey, healthy as can be, man. Henri, awesome. Little girl, just like her mama, man. She got attitude, right? But hey, she, the doctors told her that we were worried about, difficulties and shit when your baby gets older, right? Problems. And they said my wife was healthier than some 30-year-olds, man, at her age, right?
That's
So
what's up.
it was kind of a good thing, man. You
Yeah,
know?
dude. Congratulations on that, man. I mean,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I don't envy you. What how old is she right now? Your daughter?
She's 7 now. She's gonna be
Okay.
8. She'll be 8 next month.
Okay.
She'll be 8, man.
I'm gonna be
I'll
that
tell you, man.
parent. I'm gonna be that parent right now that's gonna tell you wait till she hits her teens. Because my
We got to
oldest
see.
is
She's
13.
already there, man. She is going on 18, 19 years old,
Yes.
man, right? With a spitfire attitude.
Yes.
Just like her. She got her mama's attitude, right? Which is a good thing. It's a good thing, right?
Dude,
She don't
I'll
take
tell
shit.
you.
She don't even take shit from me, right?
That's good. That is good.
You know,
I'll
she won her cousins and shit, dude. She runs the show with them. She tells them, she puts everybody in check, bro.
Her siblings.
And her brothers and sisters. She does,
That's
right?
awesome.
Because
So
she has so my wife has a son who's 29 and my daughter's 7. So it's, what was it, a 20-year difference?
22.
22-year difference between kids for
and
her.
that's why you were a 13 Bravo, you non-math adding motherfucker.
See, motherfucker, bro. Hey, pull string, boom, here
Go
comes
boom,
Cookie,
baby.
man. Hey, all I want to do was milk and cookies, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, let me
Shit,
ask you,
dude.
Leon. Let me ask you. For a lot of folks out there, we'll talk a little bit of military things here real quick. But let's delve a little bit back into your childhood. What was it like growing up where you're from? Where are you from? And what was your household like when you were
So
growing
let's
up?
see, man. I was actually come from a military dad, right? So my biological father was an MP in the Army. So I was born in Fort Riley, Kansas. That's where I was born. Right. Went to Vietnam. Look, me and mom split back over here to California and Hayward, where she's from, right?
Okay.
So he came back. As far as I can remember, when he came back, things didn't happen. They split up. So mom met who I call my dad. Right. He's the one who raised us and whipped our ass when we needed it and shit. Right. And so we grew up in Fremont. So my childhood, man, was I'll say like not everybody else, man. My parents, we weren't rich. We were poor sometimes, right? We didn't have Christmases and shit and presents and trees and shit, right? We made do with what we had, right? One thing they taught me was appreciate what you have and not what you don't have, right?
Gotcha.
So for the most part, man, my dad and mom did everything to keep us off the streets. So we were forced to play baseball. I played baseball from the time I was 5 years old till 22.
Holy
right?
shit. Okay.
Fucking baseball. Guys would go camping and shit. We're playing fucking summer league, spring league, Easter tournaments. It was all baseball. And his goal was just to keep us off the streets, right? So we went to school, college. It was a normal family. I mean, nothing rich. And I mean, we struggled a little bit, right?
You're working class family.
Working class family, dude. Yeah. And it's crazy because me and the wife talked, right? So her family grew up the same way. Funny thing is, let me rewind. So my wife, I met her when I came home in the military. So I met her at 40, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yay, Papa. I knew her brother, Bobby, right? I knew her other brothers. I played baseball in Little League with her brothers and stuff. Her dad and my dad used to coach each other competitively, right? Never knew that Bobby and all the brothers had a sister.
They
never knew that. And they lived 3 blocks from each other. We grew up 3 blocks from one another.
No shit.
Never knew they had a sister. Never knew who she was. We used to frequent the same spots through high school, but never ran into each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The pool hall, shit like that, dude. It was fucking crazy until we started talking after a while, right?
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so my life was like that, man. We went to school, played high school sports. Left that when I was 17, my mom's house, and started. I left a scholarship, man. I had a scholarship to play baseball for Sonoma State.
Oh shit.
And I didn't go. Met a girl, moved out, started working, started driving truck, moving furniture at 19 years old, right? 18 years old. And who knows, can't live your life by shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah, exactly.
Life takes you in different fucking places, man, right? So that's what my life was growing up, man. Have 3 other brothers and a sister. We all fought like every other sibling did. We're all, as we get older, we're all tighter now. One of my brothers, not my youngest, but my second youngest brother, Ray, he retired from the service. He was in the Navy at 17, got out at 37. He's 40 now, man. Right? Just got his bachelor's degree, his master's degree in college. He's going for his doctorate. Wow. So, and it's funny because when all of us grew up, I was the oldest, right? I'm older than everybody, right? So there's a 5-year difference between me and my my younger brother, and then a 10-year difference between me and my youngest brother, and
Typical
a
Hispanic
17-year.
family.
Yeah, right. So I mean, I was out of the house when they were growing up, right? So we didn't have much of a relationship, and if we did it, we fought. So as we got older and had families of our own, we kind of grew up. We kind of rekindled more, right? My wife has been blessed enough to have her family's really close throughout life. Little to I didn't have that. We kind of split ways and we just did our shit. And now as we get older, we fucking kindle. We rekindle shit more.
You know what? Being that you said that, it kind of makes me think of I wonder if that's like a cultural thing too. Because me with my family, like I got family that lives out in Washington State. I got family that lives 2 hours away from here, out by the Fort Hood area, and we don't talk like every day, dude. I got sisters in Cali that I haven't talked to in forever and a day. Pero I know that we could always link back up and be like, hey, how you doing? It's like there's no love loss. There's no anger, Now there's gonna be some might be some like frenemies in a way, but it's still love. It's just a family thing,
Yeah,
it's weird.
No, and it's like that. Like, see, it is weird because that's how I grew up, right? And that's just how our family is. And now, we'll talk once a week or once every other week on the phone. My brother will call, ask me how I'm doing, and same for him, right? And it gets more into all that stuff because of, and I'll go into what happened before. Okay, babe. My wife, on the other hand, she talks to her family on a daily. Like, I don't talk to my mom daily. She talks to her mom daily and her aunt on it. I mean, it's to work and from work, they're conversating, right? And that's the relationship that she has. And me, I don't have that. It's not because that's not how we work. We are. And it doesn't mean that I don't love my mom or I don't care for my brothers and sisters. That's not us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
That's just us, dude.
You know what's
and
crazy?
That's just,
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's just life, man. That's our life. That's my life. Right? That's how we grew up, and that's just how it is.
I don't know what it is. Like, I mean, myself with my family, we never tell each other like I love you. You know what I mean?
And we do.
See, I don't. Like, I didn't grow up with that. Like, I don't tell my mom or my dad, I don't say I love you. We know it. We know it. I see people when they talk to their parent, like, okay, love you, mom. To me, when I talk to my mom, I'm like, all right, mom, I'll talk to you later. Bye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's funny, man, is growing up as a kid, right? My mom and dad, they never really said I love you. And we knew that they did. And same with my wife, right? They never said they love you. And our dads were hard back then, right? So, for us, we don't say I love you. But as I got older, right? And my dad and mom used to whoop our ass. We deserved it. We did some shit as nothing. We got our ass fucking whooped, not by one, but by fucking both, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I had kids and I was older, one thing I wanted to do was change some ways that I grew up, right? And I tell my parents all the time, I don't blame the way I grew up. I wouldn't change anything. Because they all say, you get older, you think back, I'm sorry I whooped your ass like this. You got nothing to apologize about, man. That's just what it was. I was a knucklehead. I wouldn't change it. But for me, I used to fear my dad in the sense because, we used to whoop the fuck out of us, right? And I didn't want that with my kids. So I changed things. So instead of whooping my kids, I would talk to them, right?
Right.
And then I would always tell them that I love them every day. That's one mental note I always made, right? So even until this day, I get up, I give them kisses, and I tell her when I see them now, because my kids are out of the house, right? And I give him loves and shit, right? Even my son, he's home from college right now. And when he's in the room, I'll go and lay in bed with him. He's 20 years old, man. About to be 21, right? And I'll still lay in bed when he's still my baby.
And it's funny you mentioned that, bro, because I'm the same way now with my kids. Like my kids, every night before I go to bed, I make sure I tell them, I love you. You know, I love you. And they think it's corny. Like, my middle child, she's daddy's girl. She's like, love you, dad. Yeah. My oldest, she's like, she'll make a cat noise.
Man, one thing that you think about it like this, bro, right? And I do it with the wife, and I tell her, even when we have arguments and we're not talking, right, and we're mad at each other, I'll get up when I get up to go to work. I'll go to her and I'll give her a kiss every morning. I do this every morning. I'll give her a kiss. I give my daughter a kiss, and even though they may hear me not, I tell them I love you, right? Yeah. Because you just never know when that's the next day. That day you're not going to come home. And here's a story about that, right? So when was it, babe? A year and a half ago, when I blew up the gear? About 14 months ago, man, I'm at work. And I'm doing a normal fucking job. Me and one of my apprentice guys, we're working, dude.
Yeah.
And I do electrical work, if people don't know. I'm an electrician, right? I've been doing it 20 years, man. And so we're working on a Wednesday or some shit. And that day, man, something bad happened, right? We arced the 480 gear. Now, if those don't know what that is, man, is when you arc flash a 480 gear, that initial arc flash, right? That blast is hotter than the sun of the sun. So all the metal, everything around is like molten lava, just sprays out, dude, right?
Oh shit.
So that day, I almost lost my life with my partner's life. And then what was weird is because it's fucking arcing, arcing, and it's fucking smoky. And all of a sudden, dude, he's on the ground. That's where he was. And I had fucking flashback of fucking PTSD if I was in the war, right? You hear incoming, you hear this fucking parking, and I see the dude on the floor, and I'm fucking just like, what the fuck? And I hear all this crackling and fucking 4th of July going off. So I pick this motherfucker up and I throw him on my shoulder and I run out the fucking door and I'm looking over and say, hey, you okay? You okay? Right?
Yeah.
Not realizing the arc flash, I had no facial hair on my beard, my face, my eyebrow, all his whole hair was singed fucking black.
Oh,
right?
fuck.
So my hand and my arm was fucking no hair, right? And I'm blessed because I could have died. And why I didn't die, dude, I don't know. Why he didn't die, I don't know. Someone's looking over me because of where I was standing, where he was standing. The arc flash came after me. He had a brand new Samsung S24 phone or some shit in his pocket. It was white. He pulls it out. But there was shrapnel into his fucking phone, in the white of his phone where his pocket was, right by his heart. Right?
Shit.
So it fucking took up the fucking shrapnel.
Yeah.
So I called my wife, right?
Yeah.
And I said, and I usually, our routine is my wife takes the kids to school and the daycare, and she gets to work later. I go to work early, and I pick them up after school. So I called her that day, and I said, babe, nonchalantly, babe, hey, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to pick the kids. She's at work, right? She goes, why? I said, because I just need you to pick up the kids. Why? I almost died. She goes, what? I almost died. I almost killed George. I blew up a gear. I have to stay here. I got fucking people coming. I can't pick it up. And she goes, okay. Not knowing she's fucking on the phone the next day. She's crying when I got the phone with her. She told me this after. She's fucking crying because I almost died. And so it would seem like fucking 5 minutes or so, dude, right? I turn around and she's staring at me. She went to my fucking job, dude. And she's staring at me and she's fucking crying. And I fucking grab her and I hold her, and she had her our older son pick up the kids from school. And she didn't leave my side, right? And she's fucking just afraid. And that just to show you when you just never know what's gonna happen for that day, right?
Exactly.
And that's why till this day, I like I said, I give them a kiss in the morning every day, tell them I love them, just recently her brother, our age, 50. I'm 50. I'll be 51. My wife's 51. He's 50. And just the other day, a healthy guy, in shape, really fit and thin, and playing baseball. And he's a personal trainer, right? And playing baseball with his son, playing catch outside. The daughter's recording it. The wife comes home. They have dinner, goes to sleep, has a stroke in his sleep, compa. Right?
Wow.
He was in the fucking hospital, is still in the hospital to this day, but in the hospital fighting for his life, not knowing if he's going to make it or not, go left or right. And it's scary. He's doing great now. He recovered fast. Everyone's shocked, right? Good. But the point is like you just never know when your time is, man, for whatever reason. Right?
No,
and
that's 100%.
That's why I don't care if it's corny or not, man. I tell my kids I love them from the top down. My wife, if she's mad at me, hey, you have to. Because you just never know when you're going to say goodbye, right?
No, you're 100% right with that. I mean, one of my really good friends, he was my co-host here for a while, Cruz. He was 38 and he died of an aneurysm, bro. And he was healthy as fuck. Healthy. I'm talking about that fool was yoked, always PT stuff.
Bobby, Kelly's brother's fit. I mean, he's a 6-pack, shredded, works out, personal trainer. You don't fucking know.
But 2 years ago.
2
years ago.
Listen, Copa.
2 years ago, he was out on the jet ski with his kids on the lake, and some idiot drunk driving in a boat at a jet ski racing crashed into him, sliced his leg. Somebody came up and pulled him up out of the water from drowning and saved him. When they rushed him into the ER, they found an aneurysm that would have killed him, and it actually saved him.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So, he's been having issues with his heart this whole time, right? So, last week, my wife just told me that I didn't know it happened. So, last week, he went to the hospital, Kaiser, Tuesday, and they had to stop his heart and restart it again to get it back on rhythm and give him some blood thinners. Well, that's what caused him to have the stroke.
Órale.
Right? So, but yeah,
dude,
that jet ski saved his life for the aneurysm.
Because the aneurysm,
right?
That shit sneaks up out of nowhere. Once it's done, it's done.
Yeah,
dude.
You know, he realized too. He's in the hospital, and he was telling his wife, and his wife, you know, because we have a thread going on our phone about how he's doing and stuff, and you know, he was just scared because he's like, I'm not ready to leave you, and I don't want to leave my kids. I don't want to die. Right? No one wants to die.
Is that his name, Lucky? Because I mean, shit.
No one wants to fucking die, homie, right? No. And this goes into, I'll probably go off topic, right? So this goes into a lot of shit for me, man, right? So a lot of you guys, the last time I talked to you on the podcast a couple years ago, we went through the whole scenario about the drugs and shit, right? Yeah. And so, dude, I've been battling drugs my whole life, dude. The only time I was probably clean was in the military, right? So when I came out of the military, I battled fucking drugs. And for you, those who don't know, I battle drugs. I still battle drugs to this day. Okay. And I battled them up to more so off and on. I was an off and on every day fucking, what do they call those fucking functioning addicts up until April of this year.
No shit.
Okay. Up until April of this year. I lost my job, got laid off in April. Right. Didn't work for 6 months, bro. And, you know, my wife was always there in the past. She would tell me, she knew when I was fucking high, right? And she would tell me, you know, if you need help, I'm here to help you. And don't go like, no, I don't need help. I'm good. I'm not doing drugs, right? You're hiding it, thinking that you can fucking deal with it, right? I go to work, I go to sleep, I fucking eat, I get up, I do my job, I do this, I do that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What drugs?
I used to smoke meth, bro. I used to fucking, she calls it the glass dick. Excuse my French, bro, right?
No, you good.
That's what I fucking did, man. Right. Now, and I tell my story this all the time. Right. And this goes into a lot. So coming in April, right. Got laid off and trying to find fucking work and work slow. I was off 6 months, but in that fucking little window, right. I started questioning things, man. And you start feeling sorry for yourself. Then I started questioning, do I need to do this? Am I good enough to do this job? Do I want to do this job? Then you started getting depressed. Right. So I got to the point of depression where I was going to kill myself. For those who don't know, you can all be surprised, and you all can suck a dick. I don't care. Don't judge me, man. Right?
No judgment, baby.
Here's the thing, right? And it wasn't for my buddy Robert come looking for me. Who knows if I would have did or not? Maybe I was looking for maybe I was crying for attention, for some help. You see what I'm saying? And that's how low I got, right? Self-pity, self-sorrow. And a lot of dope heads who come off drugs and, you know, they get that self-pity, self-sorrow shit. Right? Poor me.
Especially when you're going Malia, you know, when you're going.
Yeah. And my wife, and I love my wife to death. My wife, there's no sugarcoat shit. She's like me in the sense where she just tells you, like, she goes, you're a pussy. She goes, you need to man the fuck up and just get the fuck what the fuck you're doing. Right. And that's what she would say. Right. And I'm sorry. I'm, you know, you being all fucking apologetic and shit and feeling sorry for yourself and trying to make excuses why. At the end of the day, dude, you know, I was just a fucking regular dopehead, right? I'm serious, man, right? Yeah. Just trying to deal with life. So, you know, now, and that was off and on for 10 years when I got out of the military, because in the beginning it started again because poor me, I felt sorry. You know, that help I didn't get. What am I going to do? I was a 40-year-old fucking 8-year-old kid leaving the mom's house for the first time.
Let me pause you for a second.
Yeah.
Let's rewind a little bit.
Yeah, let's rewind.
Between the years of when you started working at 19 through when you ended up in the military.
Yeah, it was probably more than 20 years.
Habit at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I didn't get into drugs, man. The only okay, so let's rewind. Let's gonna bring back. So in high school, you smoke weed, right? And so I fucking smoke weed. And a lot of people were doing fucking crank or coke or whatever. And I didn't fuck with it. When I got to about 20 years old, so I used to move furniture, right? We used to have blade. And the guy that I worked with is the first time I got fucking introduced to crank. Right? So then I fucking started snorting fucking crank on the regular, right? And then the fucking coke, right? So from fucking 20 years old, so I joined the military at 32, then I got introduced to fucking meth. Then I was doing ecstasy, like, you know, experimenting shit, right? So fucking do it. And when I tell people all the time, man, I tell my kids, dude, I've done every fucking drug besides fucking heroin that I know what the fuck, right? I've been there. I've done it. And I talk from experience.
Was drugs one of the reasons you joined the military?
Oh, yeah.
Like to get away from it, or?
I had to get away from it, dude, right? Because like I said, man, no matter where I went, put it like this. So we're going to go to the story. You understand. So from 20 years old on up to about 32, right? I fucking battled Most of it after a while was fucking meth, right? Smoking the glass dick. That's what it was. Okay. My ex-wife, my kid's mother, she kicked me out the house. She caught me smoking dope. She kicked me out the fucking house, had nowhere to fucking go, right? Still battling drugs, through that time. She just got fed up, right? I had my kids, they were 3. They were 9 months, when they're probably fucking 8 months at the time, a year and a half and fucking 3 or some shit, right?
And you were working throughout this time as well then to support
I was a functioning addict, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I worked, right? I never stole money from my family to not provide. I would just found a way to make extra money to fucking support my habit.
Because a lot of people, I think, have maybe a misconception, I guess, that people that are addicted to meth or addicted to drugs are out there robbing and stealing.
No.
And, there's those exceptions to the rule that actually function with society and work through it. Kind of like a functioning alcoholic. But in this case,
I still got all my fucking teeth, bro. I got my hair. Right? You know what I mean? And I'm gonna go into a story with that here in a second, bro. Right? About what you just said.
You got it,
but so fucking, the whole fucking drug got kicked out, man, right? I was homeless for almost a year. I was living in my fucking truck because she kicked me out. My uncle at the time was a fucking priest for Victory Outreach.
Orale, okay.
So when I called my mom, when the cops picked me up from jail, right? They fucking picked me up from jail and I went to jail and I called my mom. She goes, I'm not picking you up. I can't help you anymore. I helped you too many times. I'm going to have your uncle pick you up. I ain't going no fucking halfway house. Fuck that, dude. So when the cops let me go, my uncle's looking for me. I fucking booked on the streets, dude. I ran. Man, it's fucking 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, dude, right? I can't go back to my house. My wife kicked me out. I just got out of fucking jail. Had nowhere to fucking go. I didn't even get my fucking truck. So I'm walking around the fucking streets. I called a buddy of mine I used to party with. He was working in the city and he goes, hey, go to so-and-so's house here and I'll be there in a little while. So I go there and I stood there for a bit. It was a dope house, bro. So why leave, bro? I'm going to get fucking high. Right?
Fucking Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Right? Baby. Exactly, man. So, after that, then fucking, I finally got my truck back and I was still living in my truck, parking spots and had no money, wasn't working at this time, right? I lost my fucking job because I didn't go to work, right? And then, so my wife at the time felt sorry for me. And so she kind of let me come back in to see the kids at the house and I'm trying to I'm cleaning up, coming down. And so fucking, I'm sitting on the couch, man, watching some TV with my son at the time, my oldest son. And, all you can be Army Strong came on, right? And my son tells me, hey, Dad, I want to be a soldier. And I said, you want to be a soldier, son? He goes, yeah. Why? He goes, I want to fight, Dad, like that. And I said, what?
What year was this?
This was 2005.
Okay. So you were right after me.
2005, right? So I sat there and I said, oh, fuck this. I'm thinking, man, I got to clean up. I've been to rehabs through churches and NA and fucking Kaiser Hospital. And it was just another way to find connect. So, I was 31 at this time, 2005. And, 31.
Let me ask you real quick, Leon. You never got locked up for like a long period of time then,
I did. I got locked up for 6 months for drugs.
In county time?
Santa Rita, I was in county.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in county, right?
And
I remember the cop. What's up?
Were you still getting high in there?
No, I wasn't getting high. I couldn't get in this shit. People were drinking this. I slept most of my time away. I literally slept, right? We had pods, 33 West Pod in fucking Santa Rita County Jail here in fucking California, dude, right? Huh? Mm-hmm. Oh, and so it's funny, man, because I'm sleeping my high off, right? Trying to just fucking, that's all I'm going to do, dude, right? And the people are fucking up all night. They're drinking this fucking Pruno coffee bullshit they made, right? And they're like on crack, bro. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Right? It's fucking crazy, dude, right? Jail's fucking crazy. Yeah. It is funny, man, because there's a story about that. So in a pod, you have everybody mixed together. You have blacks, whites, Mexicans, Chinese, Filipino, whoever's in this pod, right? And your bunk mate is whoever. So when you go out to chow, I didn't know this, man, right? You go out to chow time to eat in the fucking chow hall. Everyone eats fucking segregated. You eat in your own fucking, with your own kind. So I remember going to the table, sitting down with this guy, and I'm starting to eat my food. It was nasty ass fucking jailhouse food, right? And he tells me, he goes, hey, bro, you can't sit here. You need to go sit with your own kind. And I said, what the fuck are you talking about? And he goes, look around you. So I'm looking around. I said, oh, fuck, you got blacks, Mexicans, right? And there's like 5 different tables of Mexicans. You got the Soreños, Norteños, right?
Right.
You got the fucking wetbacks, bro, right? And so I'm sitting, I get up, I get up, I go over to the Mexican table, and first thing they said was, man, hey, who do you run?
You couldn't even say paisas. You went straight to the
wetbacks, bro. Right?
Oh, it's all love, baby. Yes, sir. So, you got hit up, huh?
Yeah, I got hit up. I said, I go over there and go, hey, man, hey, who do you run with, dude? I said, well, who do you claim? I said, what do you mean, who do I claim? He goes, who do you run with, man? What gang? I run with the Leons, Holmes. He goes, who the fuck the Leons? I said, me, myself, and I don't run with a gang. I stay by myself, dude. Okay, orale, man, right? Yeah, fucking cool. You can sit here and eat. I just stood by myself, dude, right? But I had to eat with my kind, right? Yeah. So I got out of jail, man. And it's funny, man. When they called my fucking number to fucking get out, everyone came over to my fucking bunk and they raided me, dude. They raided my pillow, my blanket, my toothbrush, my comb, whatever shit I had left over, right? Because they knew I was getting out. They wanted all the extra shit, dude, right? And you're in there with fucking people with fucking misdemeanors to motherfucking, women abusers, dude, right? Shit like that. It's fucking crazy. That's just what it is, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my experience with fucking jail, dude. It's fucking nuts. So
I didn't think
so back to this, man, right?
Yeah,
so doing the drugs. Yeah, I've been doing the drugs, 32, in the military, man. And I enjoyed it, dude. I tell people this all the time, man. 99% of the military sucked ass for me. I hated it. It fucking, I wanted to go home and quit. But that 1% outweighs 99 for me. It's because of the fucking, the brotherhood you build, the fucking sense of duty you have when you put the uniform on, right? The sense of purpose you have for fighting for your country. Not a lot of people get that, right? Only us 1%ers get that shit. My wife's a big military supporter, right? And even getting out of the military, the VA has been good to me and not good to me. It's a fucking roller coaster. Like a lot of us fucking know we have to fight for what the fuck we want to get, right?
For real.
But we have to fucking fight for something. My wife's like, why? So a lot of people don't know when I got out, I was 60% rated, right? And I didn't fight for more. They gave me medication for PTSD and all this other shit, dude. And I didn't take it, man. I couldn't function. I was a zombie, right? So I didn't take the medication. Well, because I didn't take the medication and I didn't fucking go to the meetings, they took my rating down to 2% or 20% because they thought I was better.
Right.
Just because I found another way to deal with my fucking PTSD a different way, right?
Yep.
So I had to fight for that. So I fought for that. I had to go to another rating. And like I've always said this, if you're not the military and you ain't been part of what we've been through, how can you rate us for what we are? Right? Who makes you, what makes you educated enough to judge us? Right?
Exactly.
So when I went for my re-rating, I went through a therapy session with a psychologist, and he was a retired first sergeant. Right. And he goes, I don't know why the fucking VA fucks with people like us and like you and this. He goes, but just tell me your story. So I told him my story about my PTSD, what I did to the ice cream man here. And my wife tripped out because I asked the guy, he's missing a hand. I said, are you a bomb maker or a fucking thief? Right. And my wife said, you fucking asked him that shit. Fuck yeah, I asked him that shit, dude. Right.
Yeah.
I wanted to kill this motherfucker, dude. Right. Yeah. And just the shit that I dealt with. Right. And I just told him the stories I had, dude. My wife she trips out. She goes, why do you always you go up to these fucking, Afghans here, and they're sitting outside the house, and I go up to them and say, hey, sing it, Judy, how about a day? And I'll talk to you because you always do it. I want that motherfuckers to know I'm here, right? I know they're fucking there, dude, right?
Yep.
So, so they gave me my fucking rating back up to 90%.
Okay.
Right? Everything was increased. They gave it, he even put in PTSD with second alcohol disorder because I told him I drink my fucking shit to sleep, right? I drank a lot.
That's what they got.
Right? So in my file it says alcohol disorder, right? Yep. So it's at 90%, right? So last year I'm fighting for this claim. I'm gonna get 100%. I'm trying to fight for 100%. My back's fucked up, dude, right? Mm-hmm. And so I put in a claim a year ago. So June of 2022, I put in a claim to start for a re-rating, right?
Okay.
And time went on, and I forgot about it. So back in March or April, this fucking, the toxic exposure shit that came out, right? And I wanted to see what this was about, so I inquired on it to try to get it increased with that way, right? Because we're all exposed to some bullshit, dude.
Yep.
There is this. I'm gonna give a shout out to these people, dude, because they helped me. So Vet Link Solutions. Okay. It's a vet group that basically has their own lawyer and they do all the paperwork for you, right? So when I got in contact with them, dude, they said they asked me what my ratings were, and I gave them a list of all my ratings, what they were, and they said we're going to focus on your back and your lower extremities, right? Because so what we did, and this was a year later, and I had maybe 2 months to get all this done before my year expired on this claim I started, right?
Right.
So it was pushed through and rushed. So I gave them all the information. They sent me this form. I filled out everything that I could, this medical form about how I could bend to the right, to the left. Why can I bend? And there's times I couldn't even carry my daughter up the stairs. Or there's times I couldn't even fucking walk myself up the stairs. I had to sleep on the fucking couch, right?
Let me paint a picture real quick for the listeners, if you don't mind. Let me pause real quick.
Yeah.
When you go to get ratings for your back or for your neck, anything that's musculoskeletal, as they call it, they go by something called range of motion. All right. So that means they're going to see how far you can bend forward, back, side to side, your neck, and all that. And they try to fuck us in there. They try to fuck us. Because here's the thing about it. I try to tell a lot of cats when they're getting out, the moment you feel anything tense, stop. Because, you might be able to bend all the way down, but it's going to hurt like fuck. They don't see that. They don't feel the pain you're going through. So if you bend a quarter inch forward and it hurts, stop right there. And they're gonna fucking try to tell you, like, oh, I saw you bend over to take your shoes off, or I saw you doing this. They're gonna try because they're trying to save money. CMP doctors are not your fucking friends. All right.
No.
From the moment you walk in and they ask you, how's your day going? You tell them shitty. Tell them it's shitty. Because if you put in there, oh, it's going pretty good, they'll be like, patient said it's going pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And all that shit falls into you. So I just want to cut you off there real quick so I could.
No, you're good, man. That's great. That's good.
Why the VA? Why there's a love-hate relationship with the VA. Sometimes you get some cool motherfuckers that know, and then you got other motherfuckers that their whole job is to keep money within the government. So sorry, brother. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You're good, bro. And you're absolutely right. So. So going with this Vet Link Solutions, right? So I got a hold of them. They sent me this form. I filled it out. My range of motion. I did this. I did this. I did this. Right. So I sent it back to them, and they cleaned it up. Right. They doctored it. I call it. Right.
Okay.
And so what they did was, so I had to call the VA, and I had to put them on the phone with me and give them permission to speak for me for the VA. And they asked for fucking certain thing. I can't remember what the fuck they asked for. That's for certain papers and certain this. Right.
Right.
So then the next step of that was scheduling a physical with a non-VA doctor, right? So they have their own reps that will rate you and stuff, right? And they're not related to the VA. They're associated with the VA. There's a difference between that, right? Because if you go with the VA, those doctors will try to fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? Like you were saying. So so I had an appointment scheduled. I had to go all the way to Frisco. Me and the wife went with me, right? Mission District in the ghetto, bro. The fucking ghetto. So we go there to this doctor, right? And we get up there, and it's like one of those fucking just walking ghetto clinics, man. And we go in there, and the doctor comes in and puts in the thing, and he's asking me about my claim because the Vet Link Solution set it up, and he's reading it. And I know they have a thing going, right? And it's okay. So the first thing he said was, I'm here to get more money. That's the first thing he said, right? Didn't know if that was a trick question or not. Right. So I said, no, I'm here to check out my back, right? So he goes, okay. So he starts talking to me. He starts making me do fucking little things, this and that. And then after a while, he sits me down. And he goes, okay, I'm going to approve your claim. He's all, but you really need to go see your primary care physician if this is what's really bothering you. He knows why we're fucking there, right? He knows the gig. So we leave. The letter comes straight to the fucking VA. The Vet Link Solutions get this fucking the letter for me.
Right.
So it gets up to approval to get my rating, right? They denied it. No. They accepted it, but it didn't warrant 100%. It only warranted, it went from 15% to 20%, which didn't warrant 100%, right?
So the back, let me put in some knowledge for these folks, because I had the back issue as well. So for your back problem, depending on how much you flex, they're going to rate you. And if you could bend like this far to them, they're good. That's about a 20% that you're going to get. All right. 20% is like the norm that they give for lower back pain. And then you got to tack in what's called radiculopathy, which is going to be like sciatica or pain that's going down your leg. That's an extra 10%. So anywho, I get it. And for those that don't understand, like if there's any civilians listening, there's this thing called VA math, where you think that because you got 50% for PTSD, 50% for sleep apnea, 50% for migraines, that right there is probably a grand total of about 50% total, maybe 60%, because the way VA math works is your body is 100%. Then they take off 50%. Now, if you take off another 50%, it's going to be like 5% of the 50% that you have. It's fucking retarded.
It's retarded how they do their shit. No, yeah, you're right, dude. It fucking sucks, bro. Mm-hmm. Right? So the radio Capote that you're talking about inside of him, that's what I went for. They gave me 20%. Mm-hmm. So when the VetLink Solution called me and said, did I get my rating in? I said, yeah, this is what they said. They go, okay, we're gonna have you send that information to our lawyer. He's pro bono, so he's not going to give you any advice. He's going to tell you either send it up for hire or go back and do this, right? So he looked it up.
Background, good kid crying. My bad.
That's good, though. I got kids here too, right? So I sent it up to the lawyer. The lawyer called me back and he tells me, you need to send this up for higher review. They're fucking you. That's what he told me. So I did. So everything got submitted for my year mark, before it expired, right? Mm-hmm. So the end of April, beginning of June was the end. So this is all in process now. So back in June, I sent up the review for hire, June of last year. And I waited. And I kept checking my rating app to see, because sometimes it'll pop up, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I waited, dude. And I waited for fucking 6 months, dude, right? Maybe 7 months. And then I called and I said, I'm calling on my rating, for higher review. And he goes, well, let me put it in. We're really backlogged and busy right now.
Right.
So, I kept checking. So one day I'm at work. I always was at work and I always check my fucking rating. I just started this job and I was up in Stockton, right? Doing solar at a fucking Sutter Health Hospital. And I'm in my car, right? And this guy Matt's next to me. And I opened up my app, right? And it said 100%. Rated, service connected disability. And I fucking jump out my car, dude. I did fucking fat man backflips, dude, screaming and hollering, hoo, 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 right? Oh, yeah. He's like, what the fuck's going on? I said, I got my rating of 100%. I called the wife. She goes, you're full of shit. I took a picture and I sent it to her. She goes, what the fuck, dude, right? Oh my God. So that company, VetLink Solutions, right? Mm-hmm. By going with them, they helped me get my 100% because they knew what to say. They knew what to do. They knew the in and outs. They even told me, if the VA calls you and tells you need to come in to get reviewed with one of their physicians, you don't have to. You tell them no. You already had a professional, a VA link doctor look at you. Right. That's good enough, right? This is the shit that people don't know, because the VA will scare you and shit, right? So, you good? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the kids over there.
Don't worry about the kids, man. Hey, that's part of life. So, they got me this 100%, right? Now, the key with them is this, man. They told me this. This is how we get paid. Mm-hmm. We don't get paid if you don't get an increase. But if you get an increase, we get 2% of what the difference is from your rating here to your rating there, right? So I got 2% increase, or I had to pay them 2% of 90 to 100%. I got a year back pay. Mm-hmm. A year back pay because my claim was opened up the following year. Right. A year back pay for being 100%. So it's me, my wife, and my daughter. That's that's two dependents, right?
That's a nice chunk change.
That's $4,200 a month now, minus the difference I was getting, which was 20. What, babe? We were getting 2,300 before we got the 100%. $2,100, right? Is what we were getting. Mm-hmm. So I ended up paying them $6,000. That was the thing, and it was a lump sum out of what I got. Right. Money I didn't have. It was worth it because they helped me get the 100%.
If they only got you for $6,000, that's awesome.
They fought for me to get my 100%, and a lot of people don't know, but that 100%, right, dude, there opens up a world of shit, dude. Right? Mm-hmm. It opens up our property tax. Partially gets paid for our house. Oh yeah. Thank you. My wife says make sure too that you have to be P&T. 100% P&T. That's a difference between. Go ahead.
So just to break it down for those people out there, P&T is permanent and total. All right. And here's the thing. when you get out specifically for like say mental issues, for PTSD, for any kind of mental issues, they're gonna put you on what's called PDR or TDRL, temporary disabled retirement list. Well, it depends if you're retiring from the army or never mind. You know what? We're talking VA side, not a DOD retirement. So my bad. I'll stop right there because I'm gonna
just keep going, dude. You're right though. You're permanent and total, right? So permanent and total is they can never take your rating or re-rate you again. Talk to me.
Time out on that. All right. They can. I'll say they can go in there because right now there's this dude. I want you all, if you're military and if you're on the VA, do me a favor, look up this dude called. He's a fucking cowboy, dude. He was an Air Force. He's the fuck. I can't remember his name right now. But anyway, they can and they will. Especially if there's like a 3-year rule, a 5-year rule, a 10-year rule, and then there's one. They can re-rate you anytime, bro. They can.
Okay, that's news to me. That's news to me.
One thing I will tell you, even if you're PNT, if for some reason you decide to file another claim, they're gonna open up all your fucking claims.
Well, they're gonna try to get you.
One of them. They're gonna yes, and they will try to find. I reopened a claim for our TBI for the traumatic brain injury, and
of course.
What that ended up doing was opened up all my claims again. So I had to go take CMPs for my back, for my PT, and then what they ended up doing was linking my PTSD with my TBI, so that they wouldn't rate me twice or once.
Yeah. And,
so,
it's a different thing. TBI is different than PTSD.
Combat Craig. Right? Check out Combat Craig on YouTube.
Combat Craig, exactly. TBI is different. Hey, we as artillerymen could get TBI for just fucking pulling the string, right? Because you get the concussion, and that's where I was playing. But it's TBI. You don't have to be blown up on a rollover, right? Bro. You don't have to get rocketed next to. You pull an artillery string, give you TBI.
Bro, I'm telling you, there was actually a study that came out that I shared and I talked about on the podcast as well. There was a study that came out about a bunch of artillerymen that they ended up, being diagnosed with PTSD. All right, even though they never saw combat like face to face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So check this out. What ended up happening? There's a study about this. What ended up happening is because of the concussion from the blast of the cannon, it makes micro tears into your brain.
Yes.
And here's the fucked up part about it. Leon. They can't tell if they have it or not until post-mortem, until they're dead and they cut open the brain.
Dude, that's bullshit, dude.
They're fucking microscopic tears in the brain. They can't go into your brain until you're dead. So there's a study about that, y'all. And I'll probably post a link about it later on the Facebook.
Yeah, you should, man. It's education. A lot of fools,
they ended up offing themselves, bro.
Dude,
they were never in combat. I mean, they were in combat, but they were only doing the cannon shit.
That's okay. And I know it's a different thing, but that's like the football players getting that TBI, right? From getting it. The same fucking thing, dude. Same fucking thing. TBI is the same thing whether you're at fucking war, shooting fucking cannons, getting blown up. Head trauma. It's head trauma.
So for mine, what mine was from on my second deployment, there was a grenade concussion that went off, and the blast and all that bullshit, and I ended up getting a fucking TBI. I didn't even know I had a TBI because of that, bro.
Yeah.
But check this out.
They don't tell you.
No, they don't. They didn't. I didn't find out until I was getting out. But anyways,
I did too. Same fucking thing.
We're gonna circle back because this is not my story. This is Leon's story. So Leon, check it.
No, dude, this is good shit, dude. Share your stories. It's all of our stories, bro.
Yeah.
Because what we talked about earlier, man, it's our stories, whether people want to hear my story or not, or yours, right? With the drugs and the suicide and all the shit. It's to help other people, to make sure that they know that they're not the only ones out there that are probably going to this and feeling lonely and isolated, right? I could talk freely about my shit. And if that can help somebody else out, bro, then why not? Why hold it in, right?
You know what? That's a good segue, bro. So let's go ahead and segue to the difficulties you were having when you got out then. And well, we did all that, didn't we? Did we all talk already all that?
We could do a little forward of that. Troubles I was having when I got out, right?
Whatever.
Was finding a sense of purpose again. Trying to find a job.
That's the hard part.
Right? And having kids and a family, I'm not trying to take away from that, right? Having kids, Those are my sense of purpose, but it's different because you meant something in the Army, right? You wore that uniform. You had a job to do. You had a duty. You were proud. And I'm a proud dad, and I'm not trying to take it away, but it was trying to find where you fit in society again. Because when I came out, dude, I didn't know who to talk to. Everything was military lingo to me. When I met my wife, we talked in the garage, right? And all I kept doing was, like a stupid ass in my eyes, was I show her pictures of my deployments and all these military pictures, and I'm talking about military, and I'm thinking about. She's like, she's interested in it, but if it was somebody else, like, this motherfucker, that's all he got. That's all he talking about. I didn't know how to act.
Right.
I didn't know how to act.
And that's a fucked up thing. And you're a grown man. Now
I'm a grown ass man, dude, in a little kid body mindset, dude. Right?
No, but think about for the young kids that go in and they do, between 6 to 10 years or all the way through their whole career. When they come back out, time stops when you're in the military. It keeps going. But when we got in, like, for example, when I came in, it was 2004. And when I got out, I expected things to still be like it was in 2004. No. Now, the problem was it wasn't. And even though we lived in society or within us, but even though we lived
in a fob, bro. It was a fob. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but what I'm thinking about it is, like, we lived in a city that's within a city. So we thought that we were hip to everything that's going on in the world. But now, because even the town that we live in is a militarized town.
Yeah.
And our culture, our subculture, I should say, is completely different than that of civilians.
It is.
Now,
it is.
You tack on combat experience into that, and deployments into that, it's a really difficult thing to, interact back into the civilian sector. And like you were saying, especially talking to not just females to pick up, but, talking to regular civilians.
Just the regular people, dude.
It's a difficult thing, dude.
It's different, man, right? And especially for people like me, right? There's a lot of us. I'm not gonna assume there is a lot of us, right? So, when I joined the military, I joined August 1st, 2006. Okay, went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, did basic training for 9 weeks, right? Went straight to AIT, right? Into AIT, was there for Exodus, right? And then February went straight to Fort Benning, Georgia, for airborne school. Okay. Went to Fort Benning, Georgia. By March 1st, I was at 4319 Bamberg, Germany, 173rd, right? Different lifestyle, different culture, different everything, right? Deployed April 1st to Afghanistan. It was going to be from April to April, got extended. I was there till I did 15 months. Damn. In Afghanistan. Okay. I re-enlisted while I was deployed because at that time, me and the kid's mother were trying to work things out. Her family's from Colorado. So I said, let me re-enlist to Fort Carson, Colorado. They're doing stop loss anyway. Stop loss was zapped this time, right? So let me re-enlist to go to Colorado. We could get things working out. And so I fought for Colorado, right? Mm-hmm. And I finally got it. Well, when I got Colorado, she's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to Colorado. I'm not working things out, right? So now I enlisted for another 3 years on my thing, and I'm stuck in the military. Okay. Right? So August, September, so March 2009, right? I PCS to Fort Carson, Colorado. Sergeant Major comes up to me in processing and says, hey, I heard you came from fucking Afghanistan. We're going to the same provinces you were, right? Kalagoosh and Metalam and Monty and all that shit, right?
RCE.
Do you want to waive your dwell time and go back with us? Or you can stay here, Rear D. I'm not fucking doing Rear D. Give me the paper. Let me sign. So I was back 6 months. Right. Then deployed back to same AO I was at.
Right.
As I'm going through fucking Kuwait and all this other shit. Right. I see people fucking going out as I'm coming back in. They're like, "We thought you were fucking back out of here." So I came right back, man. So my first few years in the Army was deployment, dude. That's all I knew. So you get sucked into that fucking deployment life, right? It was music to my ears to hear the fighting going on, right?
I wanted to ask about that. Let the people know, like, what it's like for how am I thinking about let people know how you felt when you first got your orders to deploy.
I was scared shitless.
Right. And then how you kind of look forward to deploying afterwards, though.
Dude, man, so when I got my orders to go to Afghanistan, when I signed up, I knew there was that high possibility we're going to go, right? So when you get those orders to go, right, you're like, fuck, dude, I'm going to war. Am I going to come home or am I not coming home, right? And one of my section leaders told me this, and it stuck through me with my Army career, even when with the 4th ID, when I had my own section. When we go home, you make peace with who you have to make peace with. You give forgiveness. You come back with a clear heart, a clear mind, and a clear conscience. Because if you don't, you're not going to be there 100%, and you're going to put everybody in jeopardy. That's what they told me, right? So I went home. I said, my sorries to whoever, gave forgiveness, all the stupid shit you held on to, right? And so fucking going to Afghanistan, you're there, and you're scared because your first time there. For me, I'm 40. I'm 32 years old, right? I think I was 33 at this time. And I'm the old guy, right? I'm fucking scared because you get to the FOB, boots on ground. You're looking around like, what the fuck's gonna happen?
Right.
You're expecting all that shit to happen, right?
Yep.
Nothing fucking happened for about fucking 4 or 5 months, dude. So then what do? You become complacent.
Right?
Complacent
for those that don't
kills.
hear, we were on the same time. We said complacent because complacency fucking kills.
So we're walking around the FOB, bro, right? And I remember walking around with my NCO, and I was a PV2 at this time. And we're walking around FOB Kalagoosh. That's what my first deployment was, FOB Kalagoosh, right? In Nuristan province. And all of a sudden I hear this fucking boom, and I'm fucking looking up, dude. Like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like a tonto, right? And my NCO grabs me, goes, hit the fucking ground, dude. So I hit the fucking ground, and fucking boom. Right? We get up, so run to the fucking bunker. We're running to the bunker, and I'm in there, and he goes, you stupid motherfucker. You don't ever look up like you're fucking want to see what's going on. That's a rocket. You ain't out racing a rocket, so you hit the fucking floor. Right? That was my first experience of someone, and I realized at that point, that they're trying to kill me. This is no joke. This is real life. They're trying to kill us, right? And we're sitting ducks. We're on a FOB, and we have mountains all around us. So they're shooting fucking 107s, dude, right, at us. And we're like, we can't run off the FOB. Where we're gonna fucking go, to the river off a cliff, right? We're sitting fucking ducks, dude.
That's the funniest shit when you see all these fucking cops and all these fucking in the middle of in RC East. Like I went to Monty, bro, and I went there to go visit the homies and shit. And I'm looking around like, we're down here. The mountains are all around us.
What are we gonna do?
Was this
right? Yeah, and that's what we were. We were sitting ducks. So from that moment on, you always had your head on a swivel. You knew that it was real, and you had gunfights, right? And this one, I was with the 4th and 319, 173rd, right? And I remember, man, one time we were on the FOB, dude, and QRF went out. No, a patrol went out, and this gentleman was part of PRT, man. I have his paper in my fucking box, dude. Sergeant Harris, and he was in the turret, right, with the 50 cal, and he got hit with the RPG, his head blown off, dude, right? And the RPG went inside the fucking turret of the Humvee, right? And the fucked up thing was, bro, is we were activated as QRF, and we couldn't do anything because you had cook off all these 50 rounds, so we had to wait, bro. Until the next day to go recover his body, because the cook off all the 50 cal ammo in there, plus the 249, whatever else everybody had, right? So it's like 4th of July, dude. And sitting and waiting and knowing that one of your brothers is fucking dead. Yeah. And no one knew to the extent until we got there, right? And it's fucked up, dude, because when you get there, and this is someone you played cards with, someone you talked to, right? Everyone had a FOB bond, I called it, right? We all fucking, even though we came from different areas of the military, we all had a FOB bond, whether we played Texas Hold'em in the DFAC, right? Yeah. Dominoes, man, spades, you name it, right? Fucking horseshoe tournaments, dude. We had a bond with these people, and they became brothers, right? And to see one of these guys like that, bro, it sucked. Right? And that's when reality fucking really hit in, that this is fucking real, dude. This is no fucking joke.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right? And that's shit that lives with my memory, dude, all the time, right? Yep. And this is what we have, what we call, some people it's PTSD, some people nightmares or whatever. And dude, it's just, to me, it's there's a few dates that I have that are memories of fucking people I lost, right? People we lost, people we knew we lost, right? And that's just it. My wife knows, she understands. When I met my wife, I fucking I was all over the place going to bed, nightmares, screaming, fucking this. And she used to tell me, she goes, I used to fucking rap on your back like a fucking cowboy, just bear hug you and just ride you, dude, to calm you down. She goes, over the time, you would just literally just calm down and calm down and calm down, right?
Yeah.
So she's been a big part of my my recovery, right? Even till this day, 10 years later.
Like it. Right? It definitely sounds like it, and big shout outs to Mrs. Leon over there. Big props, because it takes a special kind of woman to deal with us. I'll tell you, it does, dude. Especially like at nighttime, when I'm in bed, I twitch. I didn't even know I twitched. Like I twitch at night, I yell at night, I start speaking in a different language for some reason sometimes.
I laugh because I relate.
Yeah, dude.
No, I laugh because I relate.
My old lady, because I told her, I don't be twitching. What are you talking about? She recorded me, bro. And I was literally twitching, like twitch. I would kick my leg. Sometimes she wakes me up because I sleep with a CPAP on because of the snoring, right? Well, sometimes because the CPAP doesn't even stop the snoring. It just gets louder and louder. And she knows that's when I'm having like a bad dream. Apparently, like my breathing starts going down. And she wakes me up, dude. So shout out to all the wives out there that are the real ones that stick with us. Because you know what? If it wasn't for your support, if it wasn't for that support, honestly, we'd
be lost, bro.
Not just lost.
I'd be lost.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I think that the drugs by now would have taken you to an end. And
they would have.
I'm telling you, congrats on the fucking. First of all, congrats on 100%. Congrats on being able to kick the damn drugs and fucking And it's an everyday hustle. It's an everyday hustle.
And it is not like it just disappeared. It's a fight all the time. My wife asks me, we have conversations all the time, right? She'll tell me, why do you crave it? What makes you crave it? I need to understand. I said, I just should just do sometimes,
I'll tell you what. Has your wife ever done drugs?
She has, when she was younger. And she kicked the bucket, dude, right?
Okay.
Well, and she's stronger than me, right?
So when I would tell her, like, do you remember the high you used to get? I crave that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tell you what, I got alcohol in my house now. I have allowed alcohol in my house now. I've been sober since 2018.
Congratulations, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you. But I've allowed it in here finally. I don't drink though. I don't drink liquor. I don't drink beer. And I've gotten to the point where I know that I can be without it,
Yeah.
And I pray that you get there, brother. And I know you will. You're a strong-headed motherfucker. But
the thing is too, is like I said, I battled drugs forever. And even coming out of the military, she has been a part of that, right? That's been a big issue in our relationship, right? Yeah. And she should have left long time ago, right? She should have left on many different fucking occasions, right? And she didn't. And then this last time that everything came to light, she was pissed, and I thought she was leaving me, right? I really thought she was gonna fucking leave me, man. And she should have left me, right? But she didn't.
You got that 100%, fool. She ain't leaving that 100%.
But the thing with my wife is this, bro. She's not. But listen, and a lot of people might be different though. So my wife's not about materialistic shit. She give two fucks about the military shit. Because I told her, right, with that rewind back again, the 100% rating, right? Your wife gets survival benefits, right, when you pass away. And if people don't know, you could get rated for more than 100%. You're just compensated for 100%. So that difference of the 100% you're rated for, let's say you're rated for 130%, your wife gets a lump check sum of whatever the cost is for that 30% when you die.
You were telling me about that. I have to look that up. I want to get some more.
Yes, that is true. Look into that.
Yeah.
Look into. I was told that by the people the lady from the VA when I did the toxic evaluation, right? She told me that. She goes, your wife will get more than a lump sum check, more than you're rated for 100%.
And before anybody goes off on me about talking shit about Leon's wife not leaving because of the VA 100%, it's a fucking joke, y'all. That's how we joke out here in the military. If you couldn't handle that joke, you would not have made it on the gun line.
No, you wouldn't, dude. You ain't got thick skin, dude. Hey, no pinkies up, thumbs up for you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, dog. I want to change the topic a little bit here.
Go ahead.
We've been going for about an hour now, and
it's okay. I got time.
No, I was thinking like I was listening to your childhood growing up, and I was thinking about my childhood. There goes my daughter running in the background.
It's okay, man. I love that, dude. So, that's family.
It shows you I keeps it real. But
you got to.
dude, I trip out. You know how we were talking about kids and family and how we love our kids. And I was watching a documentary last night about this bitch named Gypsy Rose Blanchard, because apparently she made a big deal now. She just got paroled earlier this month, right? Have you ever heard of her?
No, you heard of her, babe? Gypsy Rose Blanchard? Is she the one that killed her husband or something, or killed her kid?
She killed her mom, bro.
Okay, yeah, she killed her mom.
So
Her mom was like that Munchausen's disease girl, right? Always making her sick.
And again,
Munchausen.
that's why we're 13 Bravos, y'all. That's why we pull string, go boom.
Hey, don't fucking judge me, bro.
That was it, Munchausen's.
This is real you're gonna get, bro. Munchausen, dude. Hey, at least I know the part of it, bro. Okay.
It's Munchausen by proxy. Yeah, dude. So I watched the whole thing on her, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Her mom literally had her in a wheelchair her whole life, bro.
Yeah, giving her medicine, making her like she was sick this and sick that when she wasn't.
What trips me out is doctors went along with this shit. They put a feeding tube in her belly, fool.
Yeah, see, and that's what killed me with these doctors, shit, dude. Yeah, right. They should be held accountable too.
Fuck yeah! I mean, where's the due diligence? So it trips me out. Like, I love my kids. And,
yeah,
you know, but damn, if I was like that, I started thinking like, is she guilty for what she did? Is she wrong for?
No, she's not guilty, man. Fuck that. In my eyes, so all you motherfuckers out there, before you want to judge me, in my opinion, she's not guilty, right? Mm-hmm. She's not. She did what she did because her mom put her in the position to make her pretend like she was sick, and she almost lost her mind, right? And once you lose your mind, bro, you ain't getting it back. We all know that.
That was abuse what she did to her, bro.
Yeah.
That was abusive, like making.
That's like someone fucking getting raped and someone killing that person, right? Hey, more power to you, bro. You're fucking dead. But in this society, in the world, oh, it's okay, right?
Fuck that, dog.
That's not okay. And then having a rape baby and growing up with a baby, knowing that someone, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Man, I don't want to go into different topics, bro. But
we can.
We can. It could go fucking all the way to the left or to the right, right? Because a lot of people are not going to agree with what my opinion is or what your opinion is, right?
It's the gun line, baby. We all disagree all the time. We have different opinions. I tell you what, I think they should bring back public executions.
Oh yeah, I do too. And hey, an eye for an eye, and all these motherfuckers that we got to pay for in jail that they deserve to be in there, and our tax dollars go to them. They should have sent those motherfuckers at the front of the line at war and put them in there first. Let them go in first, bro.
Dude? You know what's funny? I've fucking fell into this damn prison genre on YouTube, like, you know, and like there's a lot of fools that just got out, like a lot of lifers that got out because they were convicted of murder and shit like that before they were like 21, 20, 19.
They're going back to do the same shit.
But because their mentals isn't fully developed, they were allowed to get a retrial and see what their mental stability would have been at that time. I think that's cool, man. It gives a lot of people a second chance. You know what I mean? Especially if they were young, like 16, 17, 18, you know. But I honestly think that the military, and I've been talking about this the past couple of days, I think the military is fucking up by not going into the barrios or, you know, into the jail system and giving them that choice. Like, hey, you can go ahead and get out of here early, but you're going to go and join the military. Country.
Yeah.
You know what? I think all those fools will make great fucking soldiers, bro.
Fuck yeah, do it. I do too. Right? I 100% agree with you.
Our raza are all about honor, are all about, you know,
I remember
structure.
Yeah. I remember like when 9/11 hit, and there all of a sudden they're trying to fucking, you know, they're fucking looking for soldiers, right? Come enlisted. And a lot of them, you know, through the courts, man. One of these fucking soldiers I had, man, Gore Hero, right? He was one in those court systems. They said, you either go to the military or go to jail. So a lot of them chose the military fucking side, right? And some came out great. Some still did stupid shit. You know what I mean? And
I just did a podcast on that, bro. It
just
actually
stupid shit.
In your neck of the woods up in Northern Cali. There was a Marine that he went kind of nuts out there and shot up a bunch of cops and shit. South of Modesto, I think it was.
Somewhere that's over here. Yeah, I met that guy. I know who you're talking. I think he was he a Navy guy or a Marine?
Marine. He was a Marine dude.
Okay, it was a different guy I met then, but I heard that story. Right?
Yeah, this dude went. I guess he went to a store outside a liquor store. I I forget the name, series or something like that. Is
there's a series out there. Yeah, there's series here by my town. Yeah,
is that the name of the town? Is
series because I live in Patterson, right? So for me, Patterson, if you go fucking west, if you go east, you have Turlock, Series, Modesto, Salida, right? I mean, that's all within fucking 30 minutes from me.
So it happened there in that area.
Yeah.
And so anyways, but they try to link it into gang related shit. And that pissed me off, dude.
Yeah, everything's gang related.
They made a gang because he might have been in his youth a gangster.
Yeah.
But what triggered him to go that way, to go and shoot up cops? Because nobody's just gonna go shoot a cop. Anyway, this is going way out into the weeds now, bro. Yeah. My bad.
No, but it's something. But the thing with that is, man, everything leads into something what we talk about.
Yeah,
right. And it really does, man, because like I said, we go far left, far right, but everything connects some way or somehow. And it all boils down to one thing, right? It's all military people we're talking about.
Well,
right, besides the Munchheimers, Hauser, whatever the fuck that puta's name is, right?
Dude, I tell you, I just finished reading this book. All right. It's called Asset to
I saw you post that on Facebook, man. How was that book?
It's good, dude. This dude grew up literally down the street from where I grew up at.
Really?
And, he went into the
What's
Navy.
It called again? Give a shout out. What's that book called again?
Essay to Master Jefe, or the white way, Essay to Master Jefe, for those no Sabo kids out there. No, but it's a trick. This dude went from E1 to E9, bro. In the Navy. And like I said, in any branch, E9 is a rank that you just don't make automatically. You got to work your ass off. And he made it
especially in the Navy.
Years. He made it in 18 years, bro.
Yeah, especially in the Navy. My brother, when he got out, he made, which is even hard to get to, was Master Chief Petty Officer, right?
Yeah.
And then you have fucking Second Master Chief Petty Officer.
So the way he was explaining it, there's Chief Petty Officer, Senior Petty Officer, and Master Chief Petty Officer.
Okay, so he was Senior Chief Petty Officer, my brother made, right? Yeah. And that's equivalent to, I believe, a E8, E7, E8, right? Mm-hmm. And they try to buy him back his way in. And it took my brother 20 years to make that. And it's how my brother explained it to me. It's a fucking club within a club, right? The Navy, and to make that, you have to be accepted by peers that you don't know. He said, but once you make that club, it don't matter where you're at in this world. You could call on that person like we do, right, with the Gunline, and they'll always be there and do favors, right? It's a special bond. And my brother, it's pretty fucking cool to hear my stories, bro. I have to get him on there. You could talk to him, bro, right? Oh,
yeah, that'd be badass.
He went in at 17, got out at 37, was a boiler mechanic on a ship, Baja Richard ship, right? And he fucking switched over because he focused in the boiler bubbled out. And once that boiler blows, you're dead, right? He's all fucked in some reclassing. So he ended up becoming a master arms. Okay. So he used to when he got older in the years, he used to guard nukes and shit at Travis Air Force Base everywhere around. Like my brother would tell me, he didn't tell me shit, but he would sit there and say, if shit pops off, Dave, the U.S. don't talk about nothing, but everyone else flies their shit, right? Korea, Japan, fucking Russia, right? But we don't say shit. He's all, dude, there's shit everywhere throughout this world. If someone pops off, we're going to knock them down that fucking quick. No one really fucking knows that.
Let's go ahead and start wrapping this one up because it's been about an hour and some change. And my balls are hurting still because I had a vasectomy done, bro.
I had one too. The VA?
Yeah.
That shit hurt. Hey, go back like this, right? Why? When I had my vasectomy done, I'm in the fucking table, right? I'm laying down, and the doctor comes in and he goes, "Hey, we have an intern here. Do you mind if he does one of your nuts?" And I'm just like, "Why do I got to get an intern doing one nut, bro?" So check this out. I'm in there, and the guy's doing my fucking nuts, and he's holding my dick. He's pulling apart. And I told the guy, so let me ask you something. He goes, aren't you gay for fucking stroking my dick? And he goes, what? I said, you have my dick in one hand, and you're pulling it down, dude. But yeah, dude, they cut my fucking nuts, dude, right? They give you a local, they give you a shot, all right? And then he goes, tell me if it hurts. And dude, the first time this dude started cutting, I could feel him cut my shit. And I said, dude, I can feel that. You better stop. So he gave me more, right? My nuts were about the size of fucking grapefruits, dude. My mom had a cane. My mom bought me a jock strap to fucking hold them in. And, it sucked, dude.
Bro, let me tell you my experiences. We're talking about this.
My wife called me she calls me a pussy. She goes, you try giving birth, dude.
You know what? My old lady tried to tell me that shit. It's like, she's like, I know what you're going through. Like, no, you don't. I have balls. You don't have balls hanging out. All right.
Hey, my wife says women got bigger balls than men do. And some of them do, dude. My wife does. Her balls are bigger than mine, bro.
Okay, I'm just saying. Just imagine. So for me, though, all I felt, bro, like they were good with the injections, the numbing. That was cool. What hurt was when they grab your balls to find where they're gonna inject it. Yeah, bro, they're just pulling. And I'm like, oh, and you know, I'm laying down on the bed. And they put the towels all around me and put my chorizo back and everything, and they're doing their thing. And I had the same thing. I had the one surgeon who knew what he was doing, all about it. Boom, 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 done. Then I had the other dude who's learning how to do it. Bro, I could feel when he was putting the forceps on each side and clamping the.
Yeah, it hurt.
And I'll tell you one thing I did learn though. The biggest fear that I had was that needle going into my nut. And that's what I thought they numbed you by putting the needle in your nut, inside your nut, not on the nut sack. So when they were like, okay, you're gonna feel a bee sting, and I'm like, oh, here it comes into my nut, and no, I was just on the side. I'm like, oh, that's not bad. You know, it wasn't that bad. But afterwards, bro, I told my lady, like, it feels like somebody grabbed my nuts, twisted, pulled, punched them, and then it just feels like that the whole time. And then they gave me this damn diaper that I was wearing to hold everything up there. And here's the worst part. She asked me what size, and I was like, large, duh, because I'm thinking about my size of my waist.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was talking about the size of the cup, bro. I think when I took my pants off, she must have been like, you ain't no large. Homie.
You ain't large, puto. You're a medium.
I'm like, hey, it's cold in here, all right? It's cold.
Right?
I'm
Don't judge me, man. That's fucking funny, dude. Hey, that shit hurt though, bro. Like on the topic of the needles and shit, right? When I was probably early 20s, man, 30, 23 or some 24, I got circumcised, dude. So imagine being circumcised at 23 and they take this needle, dude. There's still like fucking 18 shots around the head of your dick, bro. Right? The head of your dick. They're fucking just shooting this fucking lidocaine in the head of your dick. Then they're cutting the skin.
Dude, why would you do that, dog?
I wish I didn't. I wish I still had the anteater, bro. You know what I'm saying?
For real, dog.
Damn. I'm cool Mexicans, man. You know,
I don't need the mushroom tip.
What the hell? Why are you squinching for, dude? It hurts.
That's just hurting just thinking about it.
It hurts, bro.
I'm just wondering, did you turn Jewish food like I am?
Nah, dude, I had a bar mitzvah at 23, bro. That's what it was, okay? Nah, dude, because I used to get like infections and shit, and you don't clean the head of your fucking. I clean my sometimes it got infected a lot, right? And they said, well, you could do this because people don't know, man. If you're not circumcised, I call it an anteater, right? You got that extra skin. Well, you got to pull it back. You got to fucking clean it. You got to fucking do everything, right? You got to do everything. If not, it smells. It gets fucking. Smells like fucking old Kessel, right? Yeah, exactly. So, sometimes you get infections, dude, right? And you got to fucking clean them, dude. And sometimes fucking, our grandson, they botched his, right? My wife's sitting there cheesing at me right now, just laughing like a
This is what we talk about,
all right? This Lala, dude. Hey, so I tell you this, man, I see my wife give birth, right? And I got to give her that, man. So she had the beanchy, what's it called, babe? The shot. Epidural shot, right? And the guy's guinea pig was doing it to her, right? And her knees jumping and shit, right? So they fucking gave her the epidural. Well, and then they gave her, she was able to do self-injection epidurals, right? And it only works for so long. And then they only gave her so many. So by the time we had the baby, the epidural wore off and they couldn't give her another one because it wouldn't take in time. So she gave birth to our daughter full blown without shit, bro.
We don't believe her. She was already high.
And dude, I'll give her this, bro. She was girl. The fucking chart, dude, was fucking doing this shit, dude, right? Yeah. Like her pain level, dude, off the chart. And I couldn't sit down for 2 hours. Like I had my fucking sweater on and she'd bury her chest in my fucking chest. It was like 2 hours. Dude. Okay, 1 hour, she said, right? What's
funny is it reminds me of when my daughter was born, my oldest. Like I was in there. I had just made it back from Iraq on time from Mosul to go see Emily born. And they were like, okay, we need you to hold your wife's leg and pull back. So I'm pulling back. And I'm over here breathing with like, go. I'm the one breathing. And then you know how you're supposed to they want ice chips or some shit?
Yeah.
Apparently I offered my wife wood chips. Like, you want me to get you some wood chips?
You were more fucked up than her, dude. Right? And it's a shock to see all this shit, right? It trips out. For those who ain't seen babies be born yet, man, you see the baby come out, right? And then the fucking umbilical cord and all the fucking shit on their body and their hair, right? And you're just like, I was hella hospital, like, what the fuck, bro? Right? And they took the baby, right? For my wife at this time, they called it skin on skin, right? They call it skin on skin. So what they did was they fucking I cut the umbilical cord, they tied it off, they barely wiped her off, dude, and they fucking gave her to my wife. So my wife fucking was able to have the baby right on top of her for the first portion before they did everything else, right? So, 7 years later, that skin on skin takes effect because my Severino's still in our bed. She won't leave, right? It's all mama's child shit, dude.
Bro, my son
She has to smell her, dude, right? She has to smell her. She has to breathe. She'll go out be playing, and my daughter will run back over here and take a whiff out of my wife. What the hell are you doing? I needed to smell you, mom, real quick and take off, bro.
Fucking Joe Biden over there.
Dude.
The funny thing is, like, when Emily was born, right? Again, it was our first kid, and the doctor, like, they just kept numbing her up, and then 1 second to the next, they were like, the baby's coming, and so they called the fucking doctor in. The doctor comes in, no PPE whatsoever, fool. Big ass Jamaican black dude out there in Hinesville, Georgia, goes, and then Linda's crowning. The baby's coming out. For some reason, I thought babies were born face upwards, like, you see their eyes and you see their nose.
They're face down, huh?
Yeah, bro. So, and she was hairy as fuck. So she looked like fucking like Cousin It coming out. And I'm like,
Chewbacca,
where's my daughter's face? I'm like, where's her face at, dude? And then the fucking doctor grabs her, pulls her out. And again, no PPE, so no gloves. He just grabs my daughter by the neck, pulls her out, squirts all this shit on his face, dude. It was fucking hilarious.
Fucking nasty shit too, smelling and fucking all that amniotic fluid that's in the sack and all this shit, right?
Dude, that's what he gets for not wearing PPE. But the thing
was,
PPE. I was wondering, where's my daughter at? Where's her face? And then they turned around like, oh, there she is.
That little squinchy ass fucking face and shit, dude.
Like
right?
A little alien with the cone head.
Right? yeah, that was ours, dude. It was a good, I'm glad we had another baby when we did. It was, and like I said, her blessing, my oops baby, right? We joke about it, but she's just a blessing in all disguise, dude, right? And as we asked if we wanted more later after her, and I did, she did it at first because you don't know the risks, the health risks, right? And then I put this out there to my wife one day, and she didn't realize until I said it, right? I said, we're old, we're in our 40s. Right, our daughter is little, so right now my wife's 51, I'm 50, my daughter's 7. Okay,
yeah.
If something happens to us, who's going to take care of her?
Right.
Am I going to live to fucking phone's going to die? If I'm going to live to see her get married and have kids, right? Because you look at the age difference, right? And I'm going to be right in 20 years, I'll be 70, right? And she'll be 27. Am I going to live that long, right? So we started thinking about shit, and then all of a sudden our whole outlook on things now go around that. What can we do to prepare her for life if we're not here? Pay the house off, leave her the house. Just little things. You start thinking of shit like that, right?
That shows
nobody can ever put this house in their name to make sure she don't get
paid. So what my wife and I did we're doing the process is when we're like my kids and her kids are older, they're gonna have a good life, right? So the house we bought here that we live in, it's gonna go to my daughter. Okay. Right? It'll be everybody's house, but it's her house. And one thing we're going to do is when she's older, if she ever gets married, the house can never be put in his name. He can never take the house from her. It's going to be hers and hers only until she either wants to sell it or what? Because you know how people are. They come in and want to get married and now everything's there. It's not going to be like that. You know what I mean? It's her fucking sanction forever unless she sells it.
Hey, fool. We had a request come through the phones right now. And I don't know if you're okay to tell this story or not.
Yeah, go ahead. Let me plug in my phone real quick, man. Go ahead.
And this will be the last story, so we can close out the day. It's gonna be about the time.
Oh shit! Who's this from?
Let's just say Hafid.
Oh, fucking Hafid, bro.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
He says, ask him about the night he went out and woke up in some hotel parking lot.
Oh, fuck that guy, dude. Really?
I remember that story.
All right, man.
For those
fucking Hafid, I love you, brother. Yeah, so here's that story, bro, okay? So, if y'all don't know, fucking Sergeant De Jesus was getting married, right? And so we had a bachelor party at Simer's house. Go ahead. And had this fucking bachelor party at fucking Simer's house, man, right? And let me wait for him to get back, guys. Hold on. He can hear this shit. Okay, you ready? So check this out, bro.
You're gonna still tell the story.
I told everyone to hold the fuck on. You can hear the story too, man, right? Even though you probably remember it. So Sergeant De Jesus, man, right, was a platoon sergeant. He was getting married. We had a bachelor party at Sergeant Simer's house, Andrew Simer. So we all go there, me, Carlos, and a bunch of people. And, we had a couple beers and some appetizers, dude. And then we all headed out downtown towards Gasoline Alley, right? And then so we went to Gasoline Alley. I parked my Jeep down there. He went into Gasoline Alley and fucking went up. We had a drink inside. And mind you, I only had like 2 fucking beers at Simer's house, right?
Yeah.
Go inside. As Gasoline Alley, walked around, had 1 Jack and Coke. Went up to the third. Remember the third top, right? It was open at the rooftop, right? Ordered another drink. Okay. And Carlos was fucked up at this time, Sergeant Medina, right? Mm-hmm. And so I tell Carlos, we start going down and shit, dude. I order my drink. And I tell Carlos, I said, hey, stay right here. I'll be right back, man. I'll come get you. Well, I never made it back. Carlos ended up calling fucking Crystal, his wife, to pick him up, right? So the last thing I remembered was telling Carlos, stay here. I'll be right back.
Right.
Mind you, 2 Jack and Cokes and 2 fucking beers, dude, right? I wake up, which I thought was in my Jeep, right? I'm fucking looking around. I got my phone, I got my wallet, I got my keys. I have no shirt on. I have 1 sock, no shoes, and no other sock, Popa, right? Nada. I go to take my keys to start my car, right? Fucking keys won't go in the ignition. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm still coming up, dude, like fucking all groggy and shit, dude, right? So I realized that this is not my fucking car. I fucking get out the car, open up the fucking door, stand around. I'm looking around like, where in the fuck am I? I'm in the used car parking lot behind the Cherokee Motel off 115, bro. Okay? And I'm standing around like, where the fuck am I? Now, for those of you who don't know where the distance is, right? From the Cherokee Motel 115 to where Gasoline Alley is about a 5-mile distance, if not more. Yeah. Right? And it's fucking cold and snowing. So I'm fucking sitting there, man, and I called Casey Mendenhall, my Sergeant Mendenhall at the time, man, and my roommate. We lived together. Yeah. And I said, Casey, man, I said, I need a ride, bro. And he goes, what? I said, I need a ride, but don't judge me, man. He goes, where are you at? I said, I'm at the Cherokee Motel, dude. He goes, what? I said, dude, just pick me up. I'll be waiting on 115. I need you to take me downtown to see if my car's there, right? So mira, I'm on the sidewalk looking like a fucking hooker, right? With no 1 sock, no shirt, shorts, and I'm waiting for him on the fucking sidewalk for him to pick me up. He picks me up and takes me. He picks me up, takes me down. I found my fucking Jeep, right? I drove it home. And I'm like, why is my back hurt? I look in the mirror. Hey, homie, I had scratches all on my fucking chest, on my back. Don't know if they were fingernail scratches or if they were a bush scratch, dude, right? Like I got pushed in the bush. I called Carlos and told him what happened. He goes, hey, homie, did you get your shit pushed in? You better check your asshole, make sure it ain't bleeding, man. So I went like this. I fucking checked my culo, man. I looked and said, no, man, I'm not bleeding. He goes, well, either you got raped or you got a loose butthole. One of those two, man. Yeah, so me and Carlos talked about this about a week ago. I never found out what happened. I'm going to assume I got roofied, right? Because at that time in Colorado, in the Springs, man, soldiers were getting roofied, right? That's the only thing I think of, right? Yeah. Don't know whatever happened to my back. If I got in a fight, got pushed in a bush, was drunk and fell over, I don't know, and I will never know to this day, man. But that's that fucking fuck you, Happy, for that shit, dude.
And just so everybody knows, he no longer farts out loud. All you hear is, oh.
Hey, here.
So we know what happened.
Well, that was my one story, bro. Fucking
Dude,
hey.
I remember
and I wish I was a fly on the wall just to know what the fuck happened, bro. You know what I'm saying?
For real. What's just to piggyback off of this story, motherfucking men out there don't think that it only happens to females that get roofied. That shit happens to males too. Yeah. Hopefully, it was a female that took this food that night.
I hope I enjoyed it at least, bro. It was a good time. Right? At least I want to know that I liked it. You know what I mean? That I liked it.
Hey, fool. I appreciate you being on here, Leon. It was definitely a good time catching back up. We got to do this again, my man.
And like my main thing was too, man. It's been a while, but hopefully, my story can help somebody else. Like they're not alone. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter how old you are, whether you fight drugs, alcohol. Whatever. You're not alone. We're all here for you. I've called you in the past, right, and talked to you about this shit. I talked to Carlos. I talked to, a lot of friends, man. My old veteran buddies that are here. I met, right, and everyone's support. Everyone's been there, regardless. You fall down with drugs, right? They pick you up. They help you dust yourself off. Hey, let's get you fucking straight, man. Let's go this way. That's one thing about us that we do is we'll always be there for you. We won't judge, especially me. I've been through life and through hell. And I put people through hell, and I'll never judge you, man. You need something, you give me a call, okay? 510-493-5388 is my phone number. If you don't want to, you want to email me, dleon00@yahoo.com. I will always answer and be here for you guys, man.
That's how you know this motherfucker's old. Still got the Yahoo email.
Yahoo. Hey, at least that ain't AOL, motherfucker. Yeah. Right? Come on.
Dog. I remember that was my first internet. I used to go to 7-Eleven just to get the CDs.
This. We used to get the paper, man. Right?
Yeah, dude.
Right? You waited for the updated disc, dude. AOL 5.0 and shit, bro. You were the you trying to watch porn on fucking dial-up, bro.
You waited forever for that shit just coming down. Hey, you know what? That's no better than us as kids when we try to see the blurry fucking TV.
Oh, I still look for the blurry shit, dude. I think I saw a boob. I saw a nipple. I did. Right?
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man, and shout out to your old lady. Thank you for hanging out here with us. This is what it's like when a bunch of fucking veterans. If it was more than us, it'd just be laughter and shit talking the whole time. So I appreciate this, man. Hopefully I can get
of course, man. We have to talk about real shit, right? And we need to help people out. And I have to talk about my wife, who's a big support in everything that I do, whether she tells me I'm fucked up or not, because she will tell me if I'm fucked up, right? You're wrong. And she gives us direction. She holds me up. She holds us up, dude. She is strong. And hopefully everybody out there has a wife like that who has our backs, man. You know what I mean? Through the good times into the bad times, dude, right?
Facts, bro. 100%. You need that support system. For the real ones doing out there, shout out to y'all. Y'all are dependents, but you're our dependents. All right, we love you.
That's right. And we are our dependents, right? We all still keep in touch. I've been out the military 10 years. January 4, 2014 was, and so this year made 10 years I've been out, and some of you guys have been out sooner, longer, and we still all have that support group.
9 years in fucking January. At the end of January, it'll be 9 for me.
Yeah, so mine was 10 years in the beginning of January. So we all have our support. We all still talk. A lot of us do. Yep. Right, maybe not on an everyday basis, but once we'll hit a message once in a while. But everyone know that we should all be here because we have to fucking keep each other on track. We are each other's family still, in my eyes, right?
Yes,
we got to be there for each other.
Got that bond that comes along with not just being in the military, but also being
servant
in the struggle together.
Yeah, in the struggle. A lot of us came from different neighborhoods. Some came from the barrio, some came fucking broken poor, some came fucking rich, they had no choice, right? Like it was either fucking jail or not. I have no family, so they made family, right?
Exactly. The one thing, no matter what demographic you are in the military, no matter what demographic, like he was just saying, from one end of the spectrum of being fucking homeless and poor to the other of being rich and fucking wealthy and comfortable. But you know what? We all raised our motherfucking hand up during a time of war and said, send me. You know what I'm saying?
And some of us have some fucked up, memories and shit, but that's how we deal with it. And this is what we all talk about, right? How do we deal with it? How can we deal with it without medication, right?
Dude,
because sometimes the medication,
therapist, bro.
Right, medication could be fucking trauma bonding. You called it trauma bonding when we remember I talked to you the other day. And we all trauma bond, right? And here's one thing I learned how it helped me without taking the medication, because without medication, with the medication, I couldn't hold the position that I do for work, right? I am a electrical foreman. I've been doing electrical work for 20 years, right? I run big crews doing big solar shit, and I couldn't do the things that I do and hold a job that I do to support my family. So the one thing that I found first and foremost that made it easy for me, it took me years to do, is you got to forgive yourself first for everything you did.
There you go.
For me, that's what it was, right? I had to forgive myself for the shit that I fucking did. And that's what helped me get to where I'm at without the medication, right? And it sucks. I still have nightmares. My wife will tell me, she'll tell me tomorrow morning, every time I talk about war shit with my buddies, I have night terrors at night, right? And that's always going to be a given, right? And she says she doesn't like it, but she can't tell me not to, because that's my bond. That's what we get along with, right? That's what we trauma bond, you called it, right? That's what we get along with each other with, right? And she won't ever tell me not to, but she just knows what the night's going to bring, right? And hopefully it's not too bad, right? But that's how.
I apologize to you ahead of time. But also it's therapeutic, bro. I'll tell you
It
what, it's
is. It is
therapeutic.
therapeutic.
Because I know for me, when I get done with a podcast like the one that we've done right now, I know for me, I kind of get like euphoric almost. It feels
Yeah.
like,
You
God
feel
damn.
good.
Yeah, because we got to relive a
Yeah.
time in life
That was
we're
shitty.
never gonna live again. You know what I
No.
mean? But we get
Yeah.
to relive it at this time, even if it's virtual. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
And you have to.
dude,
For me, you have to, man. It makes
yeah,
things better for me. It makes me feel like right now, dude. Honestly, right now, I have this weight that's off my chest. Like I feel euphoric. If that makes sense. I just feel I
yeah,
feel good right now. I feel
yeah.
like I just went and had a session with a therapist, right? Without drinking
Rubbing
beer or
drugs.
some shit, dude. Right? You see what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like no, but seriously, like I
yeah, I
feel
got you.
light right now, right?
Yeah,
Because of all this shit that we talked about, right? I talk about it to my wife all the time. And, you know, she can't relate, but she understands a lot of
right,
things, right? Some things she can't, but we understand and we relate, dude. And that's what
exactly.
makes it. So for me, like I said, for me, I had to forgive myself first and foremost for the things that I did and say it was okay, right? And then just try to find other ways to fucking heal and deal with shit, right? And it's forgiveness for a lot of things. That's basically what it boils down to for me.
Yes,
Forgiveness
sir.
for a lot of fucking things, dude. I still have memories, dude. I got a tattoo on my chest here, right? And it says, forgive the devil within. Because to me, that means, hey, there's a lot of things that I did in the 3 deployments that I did 36 months total that I'm not proud of. And it wasn't me, it was the devil, but I had to do it, right?
Yeah, dude.
And
It's
then I have a fucking tattoo on my arm here, and it's a fuck. I call him my angel of death with a headstone of 77. Right. Well, that 77 is the fucking confirmed 77 confirmed kills I had in 3 deployments with 173rd in 4ID. Right. This is
hell
all what we
yeah.
fucking have together, and that to me, that's just a memory of what my life was. It wasn't. It's not a bad thing. Some people say, "Why would you want to live that?" Well, it's therapeutic to me. Right. This is a history of what we all
Exactly.
went through, right? This is what we all fucking did. Yeah, it sucks I killed people. It sucks we killed people. It sucks that our friends got killed, right?
Exactly.
But this is how I deal with things for me. It might not
And
be for everybody, but this is
it's
for
not.
me, right?
It's not for everybody. I'll tell you what. Yeah, this is going a little bit longer, but whatever. I'll tell you what. The military is not for everybody.
No.
And going to war is not for everybody. And would I do it again? Goddamn right.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I would in
would.
a
I
heartbeat,
loved it.
dude.
I
I would
loved it,
do it
but
in
I
a
hated
heartbeat.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a love hate relationship.
You
But
know,
before
and
we
it's
get stuck in,
everything we built, man. You know, you, Lopez, and fucking Medina, and Hafid, and Velasquez, and
Mhm.
just everybody else that from my other units that I've been with, my first unit I've been with, right? I don't talk to that much, but it's a family bond, that we speak of and we have, and we'll always have to the day we fucking die, right? And hopefully I
goddamn
die
right.
before you motherfuckers. You can come to my funeral first. I would hate to go to fucking yours, dude, right?
You know what? I found a way to make my peace with friends of mine dying. So I'll give
Yeah.
you a quick one and we'll call it a day. When my
Okay.
homeboy Cruz died, he was like the 38-year-old with the aneurysm, right? He the one of the ways I coped with it was that I started making fucking jokes. Like for
Yeah.
example, fucking Cruz always had to be the first at everything to include dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then
And you
I
have
would
to
make
find ways to deal with that trauma, right? It's
yeah,
a
dude.
trauma.
It is, so you
Yeah.
find ways to make fun of it, to make jokes of it because you don't want to wallow in that
No.
fucking. And
And
I'll
it
tell you,
sucks, dude.
dude, I tell you, when I started tearing up one day when I was thinking about him after he had passed, right? I was driving and a song came on and I started laughing and I started crying, like a tear started rolling
Yeah.
down. And I just thought, I swear to God, I could hear Cruz in the back of my head saying, "Fucking Lopez, what a fag over here crying," because that's just the way that he
That's
would be
what he
with
would
us.
say. Yeah.
So, anyways,
And hey, we've been on here an hour and 40 minutes almost, bro. And
yeah,
hey, I could go on forever, bro.
me too, bro. But
We'll
I'm
do
really in
another
a lot of
we'll do
pain.
another cast. We'll do another
Oh
podcast. We'll
yeah,
do another
dude.
one
Yeah.
later, bro.
Hopefully, we'll get some more fools on here together. Like add another guest and another guest.
Yeah.
And have a little fucking
I'm
panel.
gonna call my brother Ray, right? You
Yeah.
never met him, man, but I'm gonna have him go on your cast. He could tell you his fucking stories and shit he's been
Dude,
through, right?
yeah, that'd be awesome,
Everyone can
man.
relate to someone's different story, dude, right? He
Oh
joined
yeah.
at 17. I couldn't imagine being 17, going to fucking Naples, Italy, his first time,
No
and his
shit.
girl coming over, then his daughter being born in Naples, Italy. So she has dual citizenship. She was right.
Oh
So it'd be
wow.
a cool
See,
fucking story. So I'm gonna schedule him to come fucking. You can talk
yeah,
online,
man.
bro. Okay.
Let him know to check out the podcast, see if it's something he's interested in doing. I always
Yeah.
tell people before they come on to check out the podcast
Yeah.
because I like to be unfiltered, uncensored, and just be real.
Gotta be real, dude. You have to be real.
And the thing is, like, a lot of people, they don't get down with my get down because sometimes I say shit that is not politically correct.
But fuck them, dude. That's what I say.
I'm not here for them to be politically. I mean,
no. This is about us being real and being us ourselves, dude. That's it.
The whole thing about.
Hey, tell me one thing real quick, man. I see all your little fucking things scrolling in below. What's the fucking on the Gunline fucking store, dude? Let's support. So talk to me about that, dude. Can I buy me a T-shirt, bro?
Yeah, bro. So check this out, man. If you guys want to go ahead and support the channel, there's this, on the gunline at gmail.com for the PayPal. There's Cash App, hashtag. There's gonna be not hashtag. It's gonna be the money sign DLO 1977, or you can go to onthegunline.com and click on the On the Gunline support store. All right. The reason I put the support store is because I don't like asking for money, but this is eventually I would like this to become like a way to fund and help grow my
what are your okay, so tell me this. I know this is going on longer and I'm sorry, man, but what are your plans to grow on the Gunline? What do you see in your future? What do you want to happen?
Honestly, so what I want to eventually see out of this is I want it to be like on the Gunline, and not just podcasts, but just on the Gunline, like productions. So for example, right now I have On the Gunline presents Vet Bro Reactions, where I do reactions to dumbass videos that I see or videos that
that's funny, dude.
So, and next I want to branch into another one where it's On the Gunline presents Word on the Street, where it's going to be more on civilian side, where I talk with people that are out on the streets and what's going on with the get down, like in the barrios, out in the hoods, or just have like conversations that are going on in the hood specific, right? And then I want to do another one, which is On the Gunline presents The Front Porch, where you have conversations kind of like on the Gunline, but it would be not military. It would be porch conversations that you have when you're sitting on the front porch drinking a 40, you know what I'm saying, and hanging out. And I want it to become like a community where fools come and hang out, chill, and kick it, where they come in to get away from the everyday bullshit that's going on in life.
Yeah.
And just kick it and have a good time, to take away from the everyday drama of the rat race. So
that's good.
On the Gunline podcast itself, the way it all started was it was supposed to be, and it is, this what we're doing here. I call it shoot the shit episodes, where we just chop it up, shoot the shit, and we talk about our struggles, we talk about our victories, and we talk about how we deal with things. You know what I'm saying? And the whole point of that is because I want other veterans out there to realize, hey, you're not in the struggle alone. And not only not veterans, because I know there's civilians that are going through shit too, that they don't deal with they have PTSD, but probably from different you don't have different to be trauma, dude. Yeah, you don't have to be in combat necessarily to have PTSD.
You could be in a car accident. You could see someone die. You could be raped. Anything.
There's a lot of things. So I want to take that away. Now, one thing I do want to put out is that if just because you joined the military and you got yelled at, you don't have PTSD. You're a bitch if that hurt your feelings. All right.
I'm gonna give you my card, dude. Let me throw my fucking stress card, bro.
So I'll give him my ACE card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fucking pathetic, bro.
You're right, bro.
It's fuckers like that fuck it up for veterans like yourself, like myself, like other veterans they backlog the fucking VA. So it takes a year and change for other veterans who need
and need
they need this money, bro. And it's not like they're fucking begging from the government. These are benefits they earned. These were earned benefits. All right. Just because you went to boot camp though and you got yelled at and now you want to claim PTSD. No, you're a bitch. There's a difference.
And there's some that didn't even been in a year and they got 100% rated and they get all the benefits that we got that we deserve. And that's what kind of blows me away. And I'm call me a hypocrite, right? Or call me whatever the fuck you want. But at the end of the day, you don't deserve fucking shit, dude, in my eyes. Right?
You earned yours, right? You earned yours.
Yeah, I earned mine. You earned yours. A lot of us did, dude, right?
There's a piece of shit fucking soldier that I know. He was my soldier. He came out at 80% rating. Anyways, I always throw his name out. He could go fuck himself. I'm not going to give him any more fucking shine. This fool tried to commit suicide by cutting himself on the upper arm.
That's attention.
Yeah. No,
that's not a suicide.
Dude, he's the same idiot that while we were deployed, his wife got railed by, some other dudes out there in fucking in Pueblo, and they would come visit her at the barrack or, at his house on post and rail her. and he still stayed with her afterwards. And then this fucking idiot, they end up going through a divorce, and the fucking idiot goes and buys a brand new Super Duty. And I tell him, why would you do that if you're still in the middle of a fucking divorce? You know she's gonna get that from your ass now.
She got it.
Oh, dude, the worst part is he didn't even have money to put gas in that truck. He was a fucking private, bro. Anyway, see, y'all, this is where my mind goes to. Anyways,
hey, we can go. I got stories like that from the 173rd of some soldiers that I had that same bullshit, right? So we can go on. That's another topic. We'll talk about that shit after, bro. Okay, we're already at fucking 143.
We'll hit that on the next time that Leon comes onto the gun line.
That's right.
We're gonna talk about some shitbag soldiers that we had.
Oh, we had a bunch of shitbag soldiers, dude. Nichols, man, I had Sergeant or Private Nichols. I'll tell you about him next time, okay? And a lot of you guys know who Nichols is, dude, right?
Nichols in 277.
Yeah,
I had Nichols.
So you got my leftovers, bro.
I had Nichols because so I had Nichols. He was an airborne cat, right? Yes. And his wife, who was a little bit on the cuckoo side.
Your wife was not meant. I firmly believe she had some kind of a mental disability.
Yeah,
she was a nice girl. And the way he treated her was like shit. And I got on his ass one day, right? Because fucking I had a section lunch, right, with all my section, man. And this is when I first made E6, and I went from fucking Bravo Battery to Alpha Battery. And that was my first section, right? So I took everybody to Buffalo Wings right there in Colorado Springs, Wildwood, right? And everyone came, and it was her birthday, right? And he comes in with fucking cowboy boots, black boots, fucking jeans, a cowboy hat, a long trench coat, his eyes painted black with his wrist. I said, what the fuck are you? He goes, I'm a goth cowboy. And I said, a fucking what? He goes, goth cowboy. I ain't no one to judge, right? So we're sitting there, and this is my birthday. So I bought her a fucking lemon drop shot, right? And so she took one shot, and she was fucked up off this one shot, right? And then he goes into talking shit about her. And my fucking wife, she's stupid. And I just, dude, I lost it. I said, who in the fuck are you to fucking to degrade your fucking wife, bro? You better fucking get your shit straight. That's your fucking wife. You don't talk shit about your fucking. Oh, dude, I laid into in front of everybody in the section, the whole fucking store, dude, right? And he's looking at like this, oh, I'm sorry, chief, right? You don't fucking do that, dude. That's your fucking wife, man. You don't talk shit about her,
bro.
Oh, he was special, dude.
Bro,
I had to break it down financially for the fucking guy because he was living on post with her, but he had no fucking money at all. He was always broke, and I was getting calls. Do you remember how you would get calls from the fucking PXs, your fucking card, and hey, how come you're late for payment, right? The charge card and shit, right? So the first sergeant told me I had to go and break down his finances, and I broke down his finances, dude. And this guy, from what he made to what he had in the month, he was always negative $300 in the bank, dude. There's no wonder
real quick. To my listeners who listen to all of my podcasts, doesn't that sound like that one episode where I talked about that one soldier who never paid a star card, but he always paid his goddamn cam girls? That's why we're financially on top of y'all. Yeah, dude, 100%. I had a story like that already. No, but
so I had to make sure he was fucking. I had to make sure, dude. I had to tell him, hey, you need to fucking not do this. You need to make sure your wife has this fucking much money. I don't give a fuck what you got to do, what you got to sell. You know, he bought her a dog, dude. What was that mall in the fucking over there at in Colorado off Academy? There's a mall, right? And then there was a pet store. So
there was the ghetto mall.
He went and financed her.
No,
he went and financed her a fucking dog from the pet store.
That boy is retarded.
$8,000 is charging for a dog, and I said, "Why would you do that?" And he goes, "Because I don't want my wife to be alone." So you're putting your guys in debt over a dog and other things, right? Your priorities are fucked up. You need to fucking. Oh yeah, dude, it was a fucking mess, and I hope to God that he's done a whole lot better. Hope they're doing really good. I don't wish bad on anybody, man, but that's one of the fucking soldiers, dude.
I had him, all right, because he went to Hanson's section, and I took over Hanson's section.
Oh, jeez.
So when I got there, it was myself. Rudy Velasquez was my gunner. Then I had Reyes was my ATC. Yep. Then I had keep it 100, Chief. What the fuck was this black dude's name? Davis. He ended up robbing all the goddamn pharmacies out there in Colorado Springs.
He did, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, but Nickel. Oh, and then I had McFadden. So fucking Nichols. Apparently, he knew karate. So
I remember that. I remember that story, dude.
So yeah, apparently they had him.
I don't
doing
mean to laugh,
karate
dude, but that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, dude.
That nigga did no karate.
We're gonna leave it at there. Before I go, they wanted me to send him to the promotion board, bro.
Yeah, no.
To the E5 board, and I will.
Because he had time and service, right?
Yeah, and I said no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, you need a counsel." No problem. I typed up that counsel so fucking quick, and then he got mad, like, why wouldn't you send me to the board? And I looked at him like, Nichols, what are you doing right now? He's like, I'm sitting in the inside the cage here in the cough. Exactly. E4 that wants to be E5 will be having the section right now, putting up the collimator, going through land nav, talking about
doing some extra PCM, PMC,
right? Something. But you're over here reading a fucking sad emo book, and then, dude, I found out he was talking about me and he wrote a book about me in his shrink book, talking about, I made Chief mad today. I guess he hadn't had his caffeine yet or a Monster. And I was like, God damn, was I that
we're
bad?
Over fucking monsters, bro.
All right, fool. Let's call it a day with that.
Hey, we'll call it quits, brother. Hey, thank you, man. I really appreciate talking to you today, man. Huh?
No doubt, bro. I appreciate having you on here. Happy New Year, man. I
hope you got good
plans that are going to go through for you.
Yep. And hopefully this year goes great with the podcast, man. Which way you want to go. Every which way. I hope great things come to you and your family, man, huh?
I appreciate you, pimp. I appreciate y'all. And everybody else out there, y'all make sure y'all give me a like, subscribe, whatever the hell y'all want to do. I'm out of here, though. Rounds complete and a mission. Gunline out. March order, everybody.
Thumbs up. We'll see you, brother. Thank you. All right, bye.